We see how the economy is going. It's not looking good for employees. While we still have internet, while we still have electricity, you got to take charge and become that infopreneur, that entrepreneur, that investor, where you're first investing in yourself to make. Great day, another opportunity. Super excited to be here with you this morning, this evening. I don't know where you are at in the world, where you're looking at this video, but great day, another opportunity. You should be super excited because you got life. I don't want to belittle the time. Let's dive right into this information. Oh my gosh, trading is simple. And some of you may have been looking at this. I just want to tell you about my journey in this space. I've been quiet with it. I might have posted some certificates that I've been able to obtain from challenges and things of that nature, but it's been years that I've been at this, having mentors, having certain people, not many, and I'll talk about that I follow on YouTube for guidance and knowledge and mentoring, but I've had physical mentors in this space of trading. So I want to talk to you about it, just show you some of the steps I take every day before making a decision to trade based on the asset that I want to trade on that particular day. Let's dive into it. Before I'm going to go out and take a trade, be it Forex or also be it something new that I'm learning, got a blessing, a few weeks ago to actually pass a challenge with the help of my mentor who assisted me and guided me and sharing with me some new strategies. And I keep it simple. I'm not a pro in this thing, believe me, but I do know some things to be profitable, to go in, make a little something. Some days it's, it's just, whoa, Demi, you did that. But then there's a lot of days where I have to go back and really check and research what I did so I can go back and make better decisions when I take the trade. But what I like to do is just see what's going on. And today is February the 11th. And as you can see, not much going on in the news today, but we do have what you call a red calendar, which is high impact, as you see that. And you can actually click on that and you can check out what's going on. You can look, when you get the knowledge of this space of trading, which is just a market of buyers and sellers, bulls and bears, ups and downs, you can do however you please. All right, but what I like to do is just see what's going on, because some traders like to trade with red calendars because it's high impact, it's volatile. So I like to just check out, see what's happening. So this is already past, not meaning the day, but the timing, because this was at 7:15. I looked at it at 7:15. The market really wasn't doing much at that time, so I didn't take a trade. All right, but what we're going to do today, I'm going to actually take a live trade on a demo account so you can see what's going on. And I might make a decision, because I do have a new challenge, because I like to talk about and be transparent. You're looking at a real channel here. It's no faking. Okay, I got blessed to have a 50K account in futures, but I made some mistakes and I lost that account. I made some mistakes, and I'm going to talk about drawdowns and some of the things you have to accomplish, because there's it's three big letters that's important when it comes to business and when it comes to trading. OPM, other people's money. Wealthy people don't use their money, other people's money. So you can actually have the opportunity to leverage and have an account that someone's actually funding you. So we'll talk about that. So in the news today, we have another high impact today. Whoa, this is gonna be big. I'm gonna make sure I'm at the charts, right? We have Fed Chair Powell. He'll be testifying today. So the markets are gonna move tremendously. So this is gonna be big opportunity. Some people don't trade with high volatile markets, but most definitely I'm going to jump into, and I'm going to talk about the asset that I'm going to be using. So with that being said, this is the steps I take. Then what I like to do, I like to go into the markets and I like to actually see what's happening. Now remember, my journey has been 4+ years of just listening, being in communities, asking questions. First sign of intelligence is to ask questions and just being inquisitive about this space. So one of the great tools that many traders use is TradingView, okay? TradingView.com. And TradingView is basically a lot of nice charts with different assets. So let's talk about assets. So you know me, I love business, I love home-based business, and one of my main assets that I love is gold. So you can actually trade gold. So here we have a chart with gold and we can actually see what's going on. So in this chart, and once again, my components of trading, I like to use 3 charts. I'm learning one of them though. And when I say charts, I'm meaning the timing. This is a minute chart we're looking at. We look up top. This is a 5-minute chart, which I'm now learning to use, the 5-minute chart. And this is a 15-minute chart where I do a lot of my technical analysis. I'm not trying to use big words. I don't know big words, but I'm keeping it simple. If you can focus on these 3 charts and maybe the 1-hour chart to kind of see where the trend is going, and there are other indicators. Well, Demi, I'm about to go. No, don't go. What are indicators? Indicators are other tools, okay? This is a toolbox screen right here where you can see where the market is going based on what you want to trade. So like I stated, I'm trading gold. What is gold doing today? So I'm on the 1-hour chart. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what is the trend on the 1-hour chart. So we can see, and this video is not, well, that'd be stupid for me to say that. I know the professional traders aren't, unless they just come here to support, and I thank you. Oh man, so appreciative of that. But one thing I want to say, this is for the person who, because when you may have saw something within this video that drew you to it. Trading is simple, and it is simple, but it's not easy, because you have to take the time out for anything that's going to pay you, okay, in seconds, minutes, or hours, from a couple of dollars to thousands of dollars. One of my mentors, he had a 60, I might be low on it, but it was between $60,000 or $80,000 day within an hour. Okay. So you're not going to get that without putting some work in mentally, asking questions and focusing on it every single day. All right. So what I'm doing now is I'm on that 1-hour chart. We're looking at gold, and what I'm looking at now, just with my analysis, is a trend. Where is the trend going? So as you can see up here, I have something that said trend line. Okay, I'm going to get this trend line going to actually see what gold is doing. And what am I doing? What are you doing, Demi? Well, I'm looking at these wicks. What is a wick, Demi? Well, a wick is a line at the bottom or top of the candle. So I have the trend line that's going to touch 2 to 3 wicks on the candle to actually see what trend is going. This is just one of my analysis. So as we can see, I've touched about 2. This is 1 here where I had the line here. All right, that's 1. I have another one in this area. That's 2. And let's see if I can get another one. Maybe you'll get another one. All right, let's see if I can get another one. I want to see if I can get 3 of these lines touching the trend line. It's going to kind of give me an idea of where the market is going at this moment with gold. Gold is trending. I really feel that she's going to hit 3,000 before the month is up. She's hitting all-time highs, which she's already been doing. So it's a great opportunity for you to come in regardless of where they're going. But we know gold is one of my passions. I've written a book on it, and gold is real money. So you can trade it. All right. So with that being said, gold looks like at the moment she's doing the downtrend. And that's one tool that I can use. I'm going to take it off. Up here, you have something called indicators. All right. I do apologize about that. And indicators are other tools that you can put on the chart to see where the market is going before you make a decision to take a trade. All right. So what I'm going to do is also I'm going to go to another tool that I like to use on the chart, which is called Nadaria. I'm going to put Nadaria up here. And as we can see, we have another tool here that's kind of giving us an idea where the market is going. And I'm on the 1-hour chart. Let's go down to the 15-minute chart. Okay, now on the 15-minute chart, it seems like gold is going right now on a downtrend. So it's somewhat of an opportunity to come in and maybe make some money. But I'm not going to go right now. I want to do some more analysis on this. I want to maybe put another indicator on this to see where things are going. All right, so I'm going to go back up to my indicators, and I'm going to put on another tool called Smart Money. Now, Smart Money is basically showing me other ways that I can look at the market before I take a trade. And remember, I'm learning. I don't know everything. There's so much more to learn, but I'm keeping it simple with the language. What we have here are zones. What is a zone, Demi? Well, zone is an area where the market has come up, touched more than once. So as we can see, candles have come up in this area, hit this zone, Some people use order blocks, things of that nature, and now she's trending down. She broke another zone area. Now she's trending down more. So the zone right here, we see here at the top, we see green, where at one point this might have been a quick scalp to come in. We see the green candles where she was going up. Now red representing going down. You may want to change your colors. It really doesn't matter what you're using. You can change, but in a more in a traditional sense. And there are a lot of good things to use in a traditional sense when it comes to Forex trading or futures trading. And I'm going to talk briefly about futures and the difference between the two. But right now we're looking at, and you can use the charts for the same. All right. But it looks like gold is going down. So I have a trend line with Nadaria that's assisting me and kind of giving me that. So what have we done? We've done a couple of analysis, 3. I personally did a trend line looking at the wicks on the candles. All right. I actually put on the smart money concepts where we see the zone areas, and you can also go deeper into zone areas. But what do you mean, Demi? Well, zone, where the market came and then shifted. So this here is another zone area where I'm going to click on and put a box. I'm going to the tool side, right? We got a lot of little tools. Look, rulers, happy faces. I mean, look, what I say, 4+ years learning, and I'm still learning. Come up with, and I find out new things, and I get excited, right? I'm like, whoa, I didn't know that was here. But these are things just to help you make a good trade. So I like this box because what is this box telling me? This is a zone area. Okay, so the market has come up in this area, come up, and then it hit it and came down. So for the most part, history repeats. So it's going to come back in this area, and I can just expand this and take it on over here, you know, to the other side, because she's going to come back in this area. She's going to hit this area. All right. I like it to be dark red. She's going to hit this area, but she may break this here and continue to go down, as you can see that's happening right now. All right. So what are some of the other tools that I'm using also? Right. And I want to do my best to keep it simple, because maybe what I'm saying can help a new trader, because I like to still call myself new, even though I've been in the game for a minute, learning, studying. And I'm thinking about taking a physical trade with you with my live account this morning, because I'm looking at gold and I'm really liking what I'm seeing right now. All right, with this opportunity. So with that being said, there's other tools that I like to use here on TradingView. And I'm going to show you another tool that I get super excited about, and I'm learning it to this day. So if anyone that's an experienced trader jumps on here and, you know, say, hey, look, man, you said something that wasn't correct, I just wanted to correct you, man, please do that, because I love professional criticism. But it's called the FVG, which stands for fair value gap. So what does that mean? Well, fair value gap means in this area, and just simplifying it, that the market has to come back up into this area. And this is where patience comes in. All right. I'm on a 15-minute chart, but we're looking at, because we're looking at now where you see FVG. I don't need that. I can locate a fair value gap myself, but TradingView has tools, indicators that people have created where you can click on it and it'll automatically come on the chart. You can still go over it, because I'm not saying it's all accurate, but for the most part, they're accurate. So we see a fair value gap, a few of them right here. What does that mean, Demi? So we have 1, 2, and we have 3 candles. All right, these 2 reds and this green. Now here in the fair value gap means that the market has to come fill this gap. These 2 candles on each end, this little small green one and this red one on the top, in between, on the top of the one in between, you have some space. The market has to come back up and get that. So even though there's a trend right now of the market going down, there's opportunity when she hits a certain level for her to come back up. So these are 3 to 4 indicators that we spoke of. The FVG, which is fair value gap. And let's do this. What is a fair value gap? So this is what Google's definition of it. And it's important because these, if we can master the simple things that I'm showing, this is where you can come in and be profitable. Because once again, market goes up, market goes down. But now it's about, when do I take the trade? So we look here, fair value gaps occur when there's a significant price difference between the close of one period and the opening of the next, signaling market inefficiencies. Bullish gaps indicate potential upward momentum, while bearish gaps suggest potential downward pressure. pressure, excuse me. So this is what a fair value gap is. So I wanted to show you this, but let's go back to the charts. Now, being back on these charts, what I love to do is when I'm learning, I'm understanding that I did my analysis. Okay, I did my analysis. We talked about a few indicators, and once again, this is for educational purposes only. What I like to do, because repetition is how I learn, I always go back to a video. And I'm going to recommend to individuals and the community that I recommend you plug into and follow these guys, because they keep it super simple. And there's two other indicators that I'm going to talk to you about that I use every day before making a decision. So I'm going to go over, because I mentioned to you, I'm studying the 5-minute chart, but I'm going to go over to the 1-minute chart now. All right, I'm going to take off the fair value gap. All right, I can just hide it or I can close it out. I always like to keep on, well, not really, because sometimes, a lot of times, you'll have what you call a change of character, where the market was going in one direction, but then it's going to turn around and go into another. And this is the purpose of me talking about zones, the market coming to an area where it's already hit before and it's going to repeat and go in another direction. You can be a scalper, you can be an intraday trader. There are different types of traders. I like to not spend a long time on the charts, maybe about an hour a day, okay, of first looking at the charts and then going into taking a trade. So on this 1-minute chart, there's another indicator that I like to use, because this really takes off when the market opens, and you have different areas in the market. Once again, new person, and in this description below, okay, I want you to like, subscribe, comment. Also share this if you feel a person you've been talking to wants to know more about trading. But what I like to state is that there's going to be a book in the description below, 8 pages of just, this is for the person who's been hearing about but knows zero. It's a basic book of 8 pages that's going to be talking about Forex. All right, where you can learn just for the 8 pages, not what you need to learn to be profitable, but the ingredients in that book will allow you to know something that you can read over and over for basic beginning stages of this space. So New York time zone, I like to put the New York time zone on here, because the New York time zone will really give you an excellent direction at certain times of the day with other assets, such as US 30. What is US 30, Demi? Well, US 30, Dow Jones, the Dow represents the top 30 companies in the US. Volatile asset here. A lot of people like to trade it. Okay, I like to trade it. It moves when it's going to move. Right now, as we see on the higher time frame, we just have a little bit of consolidation going on. So really no movement. Gold has some movement, and I'm really considering taking a trade on gold, and we're going to go look at gold next, and I'm going to show you what I'm using. So this is just a little bit and look at this. When I clicked on the New York zones indicator, look at that right there. It told you to sell, but you don't want to just blindly, because it's about 80, 85, 90% accurate. All right, but you don't want to just depend on that. You want to learn how to go in and take your own analysis, because some people trade with a bare screen. They have bare charts. They don't even use indicators. All right, so let's go over here to one of my funded accounts, and we're going to talk about that. But I want to close with another account that I'm starting over again, because winners don't quit and quitters don't win. So I had to start all over, and that's just it. My fault, nobody's fault. The man in the mirror. I want to go over to my funded account. We're going to look at gold. I want to show you 3 other indicators that I'm using on my funded account. So here on my funded account, we actually have gold on the screen already. All right, now on this account here, once again, I'm being transparent. I mean, what's the reason for faking? I mean, we got so many fakers out here, man. Be real, man. I'm trying to fake to the people. Just be real. So I'm down on my $5,000 account. This account here has, well, I won't go into deep. You get the book. Okay, the book is only $3. You'll get that in the description. Once again, you get the book, you'll be able to see some of the different language to learn when it comes to certain types of leverage you get. A 1-to-1, a 1-to-5. But we're not going to go into that one, because I want to keep it simple. All right, so we're here at gold. Now, the other indicators I wanted to mention to you are the 200 EMA, this white line here, all right, and the 20 EMA. All right. And what do? They just assist you with what's going on right now on a higher time frame, which you see here. I'm on a 15-minute time frame. So right now we see that the trend really is an uptrend. Like I mentioned to you, gold is hitting all-time highs. I mean, right now she's fluctuating between 29 and 28. Okay, 100, and this is big. But right now we see somewhat of a break of structure. Okay, now in the market, this 20 kind of is a line that just basically tell you that, oh, okay, she's been touching the 20, going back up, touching the 20. Now she's come below the 20, but on this high time frame, now she's under the 200 EMA, which is the trend. Is she breaking trend? So this gives you an opportunity to see if you want to trade. So normally when these candles are up under both of these, this is a down trend, but there's still opportunity, because as you see, she's come below the 20. Now she's coming below the 200 EMA, which are these two lines. At the bottom, I have something called a stochastic, and this allows you on right here with funding pips. This is where you can add different type of indicators to assist you with your trading, but I'm gonna keep it simple. Won't go into how to do that now. Feel free to reach out to me. All my contact information will be in the description below for you to reach out to me. All right. But with that being said, the other great thing about this platform, you can switch over to Trading View, which I was using individually at another screen, but I'm going to keep it on their platform at the moment. So it's opportunity in this. So what do I want to do? The stochastic here is just showing you, like I mentioned, up, down. That's all the market is. It's a big wave. Okay. And remember, we're on the 15-minute time frame. It's a big wave. What, Demi, you've been saying these time frames. What does that mean? Well, these candles change every 15 minutes. They move during the process of changing, but they change into a new candle every 15 minutes. The 5-minute chart, they're going to be moving in the process, but before they become a new candle, right? Before they become a new candle, they're moving, but then every 5 minutes, that new candle comes in. The 1-minute chart, where I like to actually go in for the trade. All right, go in for the trade. After I did my analysis on a little bit on the hour to see the trend, 15-minute chart really is where I'm looking at. 1-minute chart is where I go in and take the trade. That's just me. 5-minute chart, I'm still studying on using that, but that's a good chart that a gentleman that I've been following on YouTube, he uses, professional futures trader, and I like what he's talking about. All right, with that 5-minute chart, but I mainly use the 1 and the 15. So with that being said, the stochastic is showing you the up and down movements, the waves. That's all the market is doing. It's going from support. Demi, what's support? Well, at the bottom of these waves, you have support, like your floor. It's supporting you. This table is supporting me, right? It's supporting this laptop. It's supporting this desktop, right? Support. Resistance, the ceiling. So if I go up, that's the resistance. Something has to go down. So that's all the market is doing. You're looking based on news, based on trend, based on movement, based on zones. You're looking on taking a trade. That's all. You're looking for the best opportunity to take a trade. Fair value gap as well, because the market has to come fill them gaps. All right. And it's just that simple, but not easy, because you got your days where this market will come in and upset you. And this is why just these basic things that I'm talking about, you have to learn. So what I'm going to do is take a live trade in this Forex market, because this is Forex. This isn't futures. We're going to brief on that. I'm going to brief on that. All right. I go too deep. I'm going to brief on that, and maybe just to show you the opportunity, what could happen in these markets. So right now, we're on a 15-minute chart. I'm looking at the market. She's come below the 200. All right. Well, this is showing me an opportunity to maybe come in for a sale. Come in for a sale. I'm going to use a 5 lot. I'm going to use 6 lots on this sale, but I want to go back to the 1 minute, because I want to see where the market is on the 1 minute. So maybe I want to just wait. The different and other things that you can look at, like right now on the stochastic, which is at the bottom, I see that it's forming a W at the stochastic. So that W on the 1 minute means she's going to push back up. So maybe I can just have a little patience and just wait until she goes up to that resistance level, that ceiling, and then she's going to come back down. She's trending down right now anyway, right? Because she's below, what did I say? She's below the 200. right? On the 15-minute chart, she's below the 200. But what goes up must come down. What goes down must go up. You're just looking for a good entry, maybe not to hold this trade for a long time. You're coming in to scout. Now, having a broker to fund you, there are rules with them, okay? There are a lot of different rules with them, but right now, I'm looking at a great opportunity to come in for a sale. So I'm going to come back when this 1 minute chart hits that ceiling. So as we can see on the 1 minute chart, we're looking down at the bottom on the stochastic. She's approaching that ceiling, and what goes up must come down. So what I'm looking at now is to come in on a trade, live trade now, all right, and take this trade because I wanted to see the market kind of, touch that ceiling. So we're going to go in for a sale, and she hasn't gone up all the way, but I'm going to go in for this sale, live trade. Okay, so just think about what a person may make an hour. Say you go in and you make $20 an hour. All right, you go and make $20. You might make $50 an hour, $30, $100. I don't know. But just think about the market like that. Okay, you can come in, right? Have a goal. Have what you call a journal, where you're journaling what you're doing. All right, every day you're taking notes on what you're doing. You're going back to see your mistakes. All right, so I'm going to let this trade run. Now, you also have something that's super important, which is called risk management. You don't want to just blindly take a trade. All right, and the good way to have risk management you don't have to sit here and watch this market. Okay, all you have to do basically is take that trade, and you can set what we call a TP and an SL. SL stands for stop loss, where you can determine how much you want to lose, and you can set your take profit, which is the TP, or what you want to earn. All right, that's where it comes to learning how much pips and things. I wanted to keep it simple. Get the $3 book and it will explain that. So keeping it simple, as we look up here, I'm in a negative a little bit. You see the price moving. I took a sale on this market because why? Well, the market is trending down. All right, but I want to show you what this TP and this take profit right now. That's $3 in profit. She's still going down. She's below the 200 EMA. All right, so let's do this. But I want to show you about take profit. Well, Demi, how do you determine your take profit and stop loss? Well, that's a great question. So if we look here, all right, on my stop loss, all I have to do is kind of look at where she retraced before. All right, so when I'm looking at where she retraced before, I want to get what you call maybe my horizontal line. And I can look at basically if she's going to go in the opposite direction. I took a sale going down because I just see opportunity in that at the moment. But she has come up to these zones where you see this line. So I can even say that, or I could put it right here at the 20 where she started to break structure a little bit. And I can have my stop loss right here. All right, this is where I can put my stop loss at 29.07. All right, you determine how much you want to lose. 29.07 is where I'm going to put that stop loss. Let's go with 29.06. I'm gonna put my stop loss there because it's all about protecting your trade. All right, that's how you want to do it. So that's where my stop loss is. So Demi, what about your take profit? Where are you going to stop this trade at? Or you can just stop. You don't have to. You can stop it whenever you want. You see some profit, you can stop it. But if you want to set it and forget it, go on about your day, you can go ahead and have it where another zone was. I put the stop loss here where the 20 is. If she starts to retrace and go back up, I put her where the 20 is, or we can have it, okay? Or we can have it where? For the take profit, I can have it at a zone where she's come down and then gone back up. So we look at that right here. She started trend up right here. I'm going to put that take profit right here. All right, let's put that take profit right here because this is about where she started to trend going up. So I'm going to put that right here for that take profit, and I'm going to hit save. All right, so that's what it is. You got it. I can just go on about my day. We'll come back to this trade and see how it's doing as I bring this video to a close. I want to go into a new space that I've been studying, dealing in the markets with futures. Now, futures is amazing. It's really no difference other than the language. The charts look the same. So right now, if I wanted to type in gold, this is a great community here. Topstep, I do recommend them. Go on here, man, amazing. All right, so this is gold. I'm typing in gold. All right, we're looking at gold because I have a gold trade going already on Forex. This is the futures markets where we're dealing with contracts. Okay, in Forex, you're dealing with pips, you're still dealing with different assets, different names. You know, you may have the US dollar and the euro. Here, the language is just a little different as far as the symbols. So as you see, MGC, which is a micro gold, this is a contract that I can take for gold based on where gold is going. And I'm not going to go over all of that, but this is just a great opportunity, a little bit more technical, but the training here is amazing. The TV they have here, they have Topstep TV, and the other one does too. The other platform I was using, they have a good community as well, but that's Forex. This is futures, and it's a great, and as you can see, I still have my 200 EMA, my 20 EMA, and I got my stochastic, same thing, no difference, but just the opportunity is a little different. It moves a little different over here. Okay, all right. When I say that, meaning market's still moving, but I'm just saying you got to understand it's a lot quicker. 24-hour market, just like Forex is, where you can come in seeing the time zones that you want to trade in. I mean, I'm in the Eastern time zone, but if I want to get up early and trade in the, you know, the Japan time zone or the GDP, you know, British pound, I mean, I can just get up, shift what I'm doing, and make the change. You got that opportunity here, London or whatever. All right, so it's a great space to learn, great people. And as I bring this to a close, oh my gosh, it's been so. I just wanted to share with you my journey on what's been taking place in this space. Share with you a couple of the tools that I'm using, because you may want to use some of these tools and get some more of this knowledge when it comes to the space of Forex and futures trading. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. Okay, remember, get that $3 ebook on Forex that's going to brief you. You'll see my email, my phone number in. Call me anytime. I can share with you what I'm doing, talk about my ups and downs. If you want to just call me or email me to tell me, man, you was dead wrong what you were talking about, man, look, because I want someone to critique me. Let me know, because I want to fix it. Okay, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is just another way, another bucket that you can use to create additional income. As we see how the economy is going, it's not looking good for employees. While we still have internet, while we still have electricity, you got to take charge and become that infopreneur, that entrepreneur, that investor, where you're first investing in yourself to make a decision on what you want to do moving forward in the new economy. Take care, take heed, stay safe. Until next time, Demi Sanya of Rich Education. Have a great day.